Just had a great meeting with the TV show that I'm going to be doing. So, yeah, your boy's going into TV.
It's a really exciting time. I took a good year and a half, 2 years almost to make this project, and I've been producing music myself for the last 10 years. So.
Get this, the feds have proof linking Diddy to Aaron Carter's death. At least that's what people seem to think after rumors started spreading that the feds are looking to reopen the case after Diddy's latest day in court. Allegedly, feds might have come across the prof Aaron was about to release about Diddy's freak-offs before he got deleted. Now the whole internet is freaking out. Could it be true? Could the feds have found something Diddy to Aaron? You guys better grab onto your seats, because what I'm about to reveal is going to shock you and change everything you thought you knew about Aaron's case.
10 years I went with everybody denying me, every label turning their back on me, people making fun of me, calling me a super duper drug addict, or saying, they thought I was dead.
Now things in Aaron Carter's mysterious death have just taken a wild and twisted turn, because Aaron Carter's tragic death didn't just shock fans, it exploded with creepy conspiracy theories that just won't go away. From whispers about his ex-fiancée and strained relationship with his brother Nick, to rumors involving Hollywood elites, sacrifices, and even names like Kanye West and Diddy being thrown into the mix, the internet has been in full sleuth mode ever since that fateful day. First, let's talk about the big question everyone's been asking. What really happened in Aaron's final hours? Officially, it was ruled a tragic accident, a deadly combination of substances and a bathtub. But to many fans, that explanation feels a little too neat, especially considering all the eerie things that happened in the days leading up to his death. Aaron had been posting cryptic messages online, calling out the music industry, claiming he was being stalked, and even begging to be taken seriously. He spoke out about being targeted, used, and silenced, and some people believe he was trying to warn us all about something way darker going on behind the scenes. And now that Diddy's trial has begun, a bunch of disturbing allegations are being uncovered, and suddenly Aaron's name keeps popping up again. Why? Well, remember, Aaron had been speaking publicly about being mistreated in the industry for years. He even made strange comments that people are now looking back at with fresh eyes, as if maybe he knew more than he should have and was trying to speak out. Was Aaron a troubled star struggling with addiction? Yes. But was he also a target of something more sinister, something buried deep in the dark heart of Hollywood? That's what a lot of people believe, and when you connect the dots, the feuds, the paranoia, the elite names being whispered around his death, it's hard not to wonder, was Aaron Carter silenced? You see, after Diddy's arrest, this tweet started going viral. Rumors are circulating that Aaron Carter was ended right before he was about to expose what happened at P. Diddy's sex trafficking parties, where he was childhood victim of drug abuse and rape. Aaron Carter released albums under Sony Music Group Entertainment, which is a parent company of P. Diddy's Bad Boy Records. Now, just a simple tweet begun a huge conspiracy on the internet, and it seems it got the attention of a lot of people, including the feds, because rumor has it that they are looking to reopen the case and look into how Diddy might fit into all of this, because the deeper you dive into Aaron Carter's final hours, the fishier things start to look. Sure, on the surface it seemed like just another tragic celebrity overdose. I mean, let's be real, Aaron had been open for years about his battles with addiction, mental health, and the constant torment of being in the public eye. So when the news broke, most people sadly weren't shocked. The initial story, Aaron drowned in his bathtub. A housekeeper found him. End of story, right? Wrong. Because now investigators are digging back in after some seriously bizarre and disturbing details came to light, and it's giving way more questions than answers. At the scene, police reportedly found multiple cans of compressed air, which, yes, Aaron had previously admitted to using, and a bunch of prescription pill bottles scattered near the tub. Combine that with his history of schizophrenia and bipolar disorder, and it's no surprise that some people thought he might have taken his own life, especially considering the guy had no real support system, and a very messy, very public falling out with most of his family, including his brother Nick Carter. But here's the thing, people who've been following Aaron closely are now saying, hold up, something's off. Because if you rewind just a little, Aaron had recently been saying he was getting clean, wanted to fight for custody of his son, and was trying to get back on track. He was even teasing new music and appeared to be hopeful. Not to mention, people close to him claim he absolutely wouldn't have taken his own life. And here's where it gets chilling. Some fans and online sleuths are now pointing fingers not just at the circumstances, but at the people around him. There's talk of financial exploitation, shady friends who mysteriously disappeared the day he died, and even claims that Aaron knew people were out to get him. He'd been vocal about being targeted and feeling unsafe, and even mentioned powerful people in the industry trying to silence him. Now, according to reports, Aaron's medically trained neighbors, Anthony and Amanda Chevelle, actually heard the 911 call on a police scanner and immediately tried to help. Amanda, who is a registered nurse, even grabbed her defibrillator and rushed over ready to save a life. But what happened when they got to Aaron's front door? The house sitter refused to let them in. Like, what? A man is reportedly unresponsive in the bathtub, and you're telling medically trained neighbors no entry? Amanda later said the woman even locked the door, and she could hear her running away from it. Running. If that doesn't scream suspicious, I don't know what does. And wait, it gets even shadier. When police arrived just minutes later, the house sitter allegedly tried to block them too. Yes, you heard that right. The woman who was supposed to be helping Aaron was instead creating barriers for emergency responders. Like, why? If Aaron was truly just in need of help, why would anyone be trying to keep people out? Unless, of course, there was something they didn't want others to see. Now let's move on to the next major red flag. Aaron's ex-fiancée, Melanie Martin. Just 3 days before Aaron died, he jumped on Instagram Live to vent about their toxic relationship. And then Melanie joined the live and basically tired to manipulate him by telling him if he did anything to himself, SGG would blame herself. Excuse me? Who says that to someone who's clearly in a fragile mental state on a live stream, no less? Sure, she could have meant it as a warning about his substance use, but considering their history, it hit way different, especially when you factor in that Melanie had previously been arrested for domestic violence back in 2020. That's right, she was charged for allegedly putting her hands on Aaron. After her arrest, Aaron went public saying he was done with the relationship and even posted a YouTube video where he detailed the abuse. So between Melanie's disturbing IG live comment, her violent history, and her very messy relationship with Aaron, people are definitely raising eyebrows. And let's not forget, all of this happened right before Aaron was found dead in his tub, with reports of compressed air, pills, and a whole bunch of people acting hella suspicious in his final hours. Yeah, this part right here, this is where things go from tragic to seriously unsettling. So yes, despite Melanie Martin being arrested for domestic violence against Aaron in 2020, they somehow ended up reuniting, getting engaged, and even having a baby together in November 2021, a son they named Prince. But just 1 week after Prince was born, their entire relationship imploded again. Aaron took to Twitter saying, "I'm too scared and I can't trust any woman, so I'm going to protect my soul and my heart at this time." That same day, Aaron didn't just vent online, he took legal action. He filed for a restraining order against Melanie, accusing her of causing emotional distress, shoving and scratching him. He also filed for custody of their son, clearly trying to distance himself from a situation he viewed as toxic and unsafe. And yet, some reports suggest they were possibly trying to reconcile again before Aaron's death. Whether they were officially back together is still fuzzy, but what's not fuzzy is the weirdness surrounding Melanie's behavior at the scene. When Aaron was found unresponsive in his bathtub, Melanie allegedly showed up later, and her reaction, according to fans, was off. Instead of being visibly devastated, she posted a TikTok that was strange. It was a short video showing her seemingly crying, but a lot of people felt the tears seemed forced, the vibe insincere, and the timing very odd.
This is really surreal. Like, I don't even know what to say right now. Look at this.
I'm sorry, I can't look at the camera.
Because who goes on TikTok to post a video like that right after the father of their child has just died mysteriously? People immediately began to question, Why wasn't she with Aaron during his final hours? Why did she go live on social media instead of grieving privately? Was it genuine heartbreak or something else entirely? Given the rocky, volatile history between her and Aaron, the restraining orders, the DV charges, the custody battles, the internet isn't convinced this was just mourning. Some say it felt more like damage control. And when you connect the dots, a mysterious death, a sketchy scene, a history of abuse, and a weird social media presence, it starts to feel like we've only scratched the surface of what really happened behind closed doors. I mean, starting with Aaron's brother Nick, people were seriously raising eyebrows when he managed to go on stage and perform literally just one day after Aaron was found dead. And yes, everyone grieves differently, and we shouldn't police how someone expresses pain, but come on. Aaron and Nick didn't exactly have a loving relationship. Aaron had previously accused Nick of bullying, filed a restraining order against him, and even made some really disturbing allegations about their sister Leslie. So of course people are questioning how Nick was able to keep it together and just get on stage like nothing had happened. But honestly, Nick's reaction isn't even the strangest part. What's really raising red flags is everything that happened in those final hours and the days immediately following Aaron's death. For example, why did Aaron's fiancée Melanie bring 2 moving trucks to his house right after he died while the investigation was still active? Like, how is that even allowed? It's just really weird timing, especially considering Melanie was once arrested for domestic violence against Aaron, and their relationship was super volatile. And then there's the creepy Hollywood theory that's been floating around, and before you roll your eyes, just hear this out. The very last thing Aaron tweeted before he died was, "Yo Kanye, let's talk, man to man." And if you've been following Kanye's drama, then you already know that right before this, Kanye had gone public exposing his former trainer, Harley Pasternak, for allegedly threatening to institutionalize him. The texts Kanye shared were straight up terrifying. Harley told him that if he didn't comply, he'd be medicated into zombie land and institutionalized again. Now here's where it gets wild. Harley isn't just some celebrity trainer. He used to work for the Canadian Department of National Defense in a lab that specialized in psychological operations and behavior modification. Yeah, seriously. And then suddenly Aaron, who had been trying to turn his life around, tweeting about Kanye, listing his home for sale, talking about starting fresh, and then boom, he's gone. It's just way too many coincidences all happening at once, and honestly, the more you look into it, the more it feels like Aaron knew something he wasn't supposed to. Anyways, what do y'all think about this whole drama? Let me know your opinions in the comments. Till next time, bye.